clay is kind of like cooking. You follow a recipe, you mix it up, and then you cook it. Okay, maybe it's a little more complicated than that, so let's start at the beginning. First, you make your clay. Different clay bodies require different mixtures of dry ingredients. For basic stoneware, you'll need feldspar, number 6 tile clay, gold art, red art, hawthorn bond, fire clay, Kentucky ball clay, Foundry Hill cream, flint, and some fine rock. Mix it all together in a clay mixer and add water until you get a good consistency. After you have made your clay, you get to make stuff. But before you do, the clay needs to be wedged. Wedging gets all the air out of the clay. Air left in the clay will make your piece blow up in the kiln, and you won't want that. So you're going to want to knead the clay like you would pizza dough. See, it is a lot like cooking. Once you have all the air out of the clay, you can do a million things with it. You can throw it on the wheel to make something round, like a cup, bowl, or plate. You can roll out slabs and construct boxes, vases, or sculptural pieces. You can wet it down like soup and pour it into molds. You can even kick it old school and pinch a pot like they did back in the ancient days. The possibilities are endless. Once you've made your masterpiece, you have to let it dry. This is a good time to take a coffee break. Well, you might as well go get dinner because it's going to take longer than that. To be honest, you might as well just go home and catch some Z's because you probably should lightly cover your piece and let it dry slowly, and then uncover the next time you come in and then let it finish air drying. This way, your piece won't crack or break. This clay thing, yeah, it's a tricky process. Now that your piece is dry, you can fist fire it. I don't mean it doesn't feel wet anymore. I mean bone dry. And then it looks white and dusty, kind of like a bone. When it's at the dry state, or like potters call it, greenware, you can fire it to cone 04 or 06. That's anywhere from 1798 degrees to 1915 degrees. You think that's hot? You just wait. After you have fist fired your piece, it's time to add some color. You can put it on one glaze at a time, or you can layer different glazes on top of each other. Making the glaze is kind of like cooking too. You follow a recipe and put in the exact percentages of colors and minerals, mix them up, sift them really finely, and add water. You can paint on glaze, dip them, or spray them. Once you've glazed your masterpiece, the real fun starts. You get to play with fire. You can fire your piece in an electric kiln, which is the easiest and the safest. Or you can use a gas kiln, which is a little more fun. But the most fun you can have is firing your work in a wood kiln, where you actually get to stoke the fire inside by throwing in logs. Or in a raku fire, where you pull it out red hot and throw it in a trash can full of combustibles. Doesn't that just sound fun? Opening up the kiln after it's been blaze fired, anywhere between 2100 to 2300 degrees, is kind of like coming downstairs on Christmas morning. You know what you wanted, you don't always get it, but most of the time it's better than you could have ever imagined. At this point, you have a finished piece of ceramics. You can take it home, put it on your table, give it to your mom, or sell it in a gallery. However, you can add some more layers, do some more firings, and really give it a lot of attention and detail, but I'll save that story for another time.